Okay. Um, as Pedro said, I'm Miguel. I'd like to say that I'm more on a business creativity and innovation consultant because, as you've seen in the morning, innovation is kind of a cliche. And creativity, I think it has also some edge. And first of all, I'd like to make an introduction to the organization. I really was struggling all day. Why are we in Algarve? And why are we speaking in English? And I think I found their inspirations. The inspiration is a guru from Portugal. It's called. So, as you can see, inspiration really changes everything. Really improves ideas, and I think it can change the world as well. So, on to my presentation. I'm going to talk about how inspiration can change Portugal, but I want to impact each one of you, how inspiration can change each one of you and each one of your people, children, etc. Well, what we already know, we know that competition is global, is increasing, is crazy, so it's kind of something that we have to deal with. And some companies are already going to the globalization because of the second thing that we already have learned, that crisis, it's also a reason for going global, a reason for increasing our competition. Okay? What some of the countries that we are going to talk through TED, some of the companies that perhaps are here as well, is that it's not the big ones that suffer the more. The ones that suffer the more with all this dynamic is the small ones. The small countries like Portugal, the small companies like our companies, the small regions like Algarve. So why is this? And when I was investigating a little bit about this, I saw some small countries, some small companies, some small regions really going up. And I said, what's in here? They are small, but they are mighty, like Asterix, you know, the small village against the Romans. So I really dig a little bit more. And I found that these companies are small, but they are innovating more and faster and better than the big ones. Yeah, I know. Innovation. We all do that. Everybody's doing that. Everybody's talking about it. So it's not the reason. Okay. I dig a little bit more, and I said, okay, these small countries, these small companies, these small individuals in large organizations, they have better ideas. So we are having the creativity block and ideas. So let's talk about better ideas. What are these better ideas? These ideas are ideas that change the game, that completely revert the logic of the markets, that revert the logic of the nations. And like this guy in the photo, as you know, it's Dick Fosbury, and he changed the way athletes do the high jump. Before him, people would go like that, and after him, like that. So change the game is the objective, okay? So to make it personal, how can we make sure that we have better ideas? We as Portugal, we need better ideas. We as small country, we as small companies, we need better ideas to outperform the big ones and to thrive through this crisis and globalization. So my theory is that it's like in culinary. If you put better ingredients into the kitchen, you will have better recipes, better outputs, okay? As we know, innovation and creativity always focus on the process and on the output. And we sometimes neglect the ingredients. And I think the ingredients are a key part. But what are the ingredients? That's what I call inspiration. Inspiration is like the ingredients you put on the innovation machine in order for the process to work better and to achieve more ideas, better ideas, and I say faster ideas. Okay? However, like innovation has some cliches, inspiration as well. Sometimes it's misunderstood and people say, okay, innovation is like a flash of lightning bolt, a eureka moment, an epiphany, okay? It's not that inspiration that I'm talking about. I'm talking about another concept of inspiration, and I'm inspired on this guy. He's not very well known. It's James Webb Young, and he's one of the fathers of the advertising world. And he said, an idea is nothing more, nothing less than a new combination of old pre-existing elements. And what I say is that inspiration is the act or the science that provides us with different elements for the imagination to combine. And that opens a lot of new possibilities, new perspectives, new fields that we can innovate more and better, and therefore achieve what we want. One example, I think it was mentioned by Chris Anderson on the video we saw this morning. If we get on the coin punch, the way we produce coins in the old days, and we see the wine press, okay, to take the juice out of the grapes to make wine, if we add that together, like Gutenberg did, inspired on these two things, he came up with a press that somehow changed our lives and with books and magazines. Just to make sure that, as we are in innovation conference, it's also applying to innovation, to IT, and to all the subjects that we are all passionate about. This guru as well, Steve Jobs, one of the most innovative characters of our times, he says, great innovations come from connecting dots in new and unique ways. And it does that with the products. The products are not like completely new inventions. They just put together. And sometimes the copyright, if you go on an iPod and you go about, you see the copyright of several inventions that are from other guys. He just put them together in new and unique ways. Okay, so bottom line, the more elements you collect, the more inspirations you have, the better ideas you'll have. I would say that you have to search for more experiences, to collect more information, more knowledge, and most of all, share with others, and share with others that are different from you, okay? The person you need the most is the person you like less. And that happens in the history. Let's go back to the Renaissance, the Medici. They put together different people from different fields, and it was very interesting. Then Paris cafe scene, I think also someone mentioned this morning, the melt pot of different intellectuals also was very fruitful. I don't know if anyone knows the Cavendish Laboratory, which is from the Cambridge University. It's kind of the think tank and investigation lab of the university. And it's the place in the world with the more Nobel Prizes. So it's fantastic. Why are they inventing so much and investigating so well? It's not because of their big brains. Of course, they are good. But they have a canteen, and this is studied. The canteen allowed them to cross information, to share knowledge, and that was the difference. And then we have as well the Silicon Valley. Everybody talks about Silicon Valley, but in the beginnings, there was one company, then a radio company as well, and the meetings in the afternoon was the difference, okay? So don't wait for the lightning to strike, just go out and make sure that inspiration is there. How can we do that? Okay, we are developing kind of a model. It's not like science fiction, but it's a model that is applying different lenses to our challenge in order to provide us with more information. We are studying this in a PhD because I think it also needs scientific support. And we have from people seeing and observing and talking to different people, looking at our industry, other industries, other disciplines, why not, arts or something like that, listen to the experts, and also touching objects. All these are inspiration sources, and also, of course, the better idea sources. And we did a test with one of our clients, experimental one, and he was kind enough to allow us to do that. We had a group, just exercise-driven ideation. Let's brainstorm, okay? Typical brainstorming. And the group two, besides the brainstorming ideas, we also provide them with inspirational stimulus. And the results, both in quantity and quality of ideas, measured by experts, was striking because we had lots of more ideas, and the idea quality was by far much more better. Okay, the final touch, what has this to do with Portugal? perhaps a lot because we are a small country, but we already have the imagination engine working, you know? It's called ingenio, and ingenio is an informal innovation technique that allows us to find new solutions very quickly. What I sense is that we should have strategical inspiration, okay, to this ingenio in order to boost us to new frontiers. I believe we already did that once in this history. Stefan also mentioned that with the Sagres, the cross inspiration from several fields. They came from all over the world, being an attractor country. And with this, we did the discoveries, which was a simple idea, but that changed the game. And that's why I think we should do it again. And this is a very good beginning. We are in Algarve, very near the Sagres, and we are lots of ideas here and sharing ideas in order to make it better. Last but not least, the sentence from Pessoa that says, we are not the size of our height, we are the size of what we see. Thank you very much.